Hi everybody, I am the exiled Yellowbelly, Lyndon, and this is my daughter Nikita, known as Kita, of Nikita Charlotte Tattoos. Now, this weekend we went to investigate Wycombe Caves with Haunting Nights. That was Nick, Clare,
Kelly and Jonathan.
Yeah, and a very nice evening it was too. Wycombe's caves were very good. They were lit up. They looked absolutely fantastic. The people who were in charge, the four people we just mentioned, absolutely smashing. They made us welcome, and they really were professional. Very, very chatty, very friendly, and they took us down into the caves. And we went on our paranormal investigation. What do you think, Kita?
Yeah, everything about the way they organised it was brilliant. We had refreshments. They sat down and had chats with us, spoke about their experiences. Couldn't fault them at all. They were brilliant. And yeah, we had a great time. We had a laugh, didn't we?
We really did have a laugh. Now, we're going to show you to be perfectly honest, it's very dark down there. They do a lot of stuff with the lights out. So, but we have got a rather good Ouija session. Now, we will give you more details of it when you've watched this video of our conclusions, what we thought of it. I filmed it. Nikita was involved in most of it. But we're going to leave you to make up your own minds. You may have to ignore some of my comments that I put in on it when I'm talking over doing the talk, but we're going to leave it to you. And but that's the only thing really that we could do in with light, with camera. The rest of the things we can talk about them, but there was complete darkness, so it wasn't worth recording, was it?
Yeah, no, not at all. It was, they turned all the lights off down there, so really it was impossible. And your blooming camera light was flashing in the dark. So
yeah, I mean, people thought I was actually a ghost. Because my microphone light was flashing here.
Who's got a torch? Who's got a torch?
The lights were flashing on my gimbal. And and there was one stage where I actually almost fell asleep standing up. And the man actually, I presume, I was told, spoke to me 3 times before Nikita nudged me awake. So there you go. You could actually fall asleep in the dark on a ghost hunt standing up.
Yeah.
But there you go. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to get onto the video, let you watch it, make up your own mind, and we'll be back at the end to give you our what we thought, our conclusions to what we thought of the whole night. And so please sit back and enjoy it. Right, hi everybody, and as promised, after our little troll around Wycombe Cave yesterday in the daytime, I'm back here tonight with my daughter Nikita.
Hello.
And hopefully we will have something to report to you later on when we do our ghost hunt from 8 till 2 in the morning here at Wycombe Caves. Now, I can't guarantee anything because I don't know when I'll be able to record or not, but hopefully we will have something later.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, and thumbs up. We'll see you later. Okay.
We went there. It was in the middle of nowhere.
So,
you had to walk down all these paths.
here we are at the Hellfire Caves, ready for the 8 o'clock start for our ghost hunt. And already it's looking very, very nice, I must say. It's all lit up, all the lights are on, and it's looking really good. So looking forward to tonight and hoping that we see something amazing. So it does look as though it may be a very, very interesting night. Here we are in the banqueting hall. Well, Kita, we've sat outside in the cold. We've just been down and done some sort of seance thing down in the banquet room and then down in a temple. a few interesting things happened. What do you think?
I think I've not seen or heard anything yet that is damning. I'm hoping that we're going to go back down there soon and we're going to actually get some proper evidence, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, the Ouija board experience was quite interesting. It's about 20 minutes long, so if you want to skip some of it, you can. But a lot happens, but I'm going to reserve judgment, and I think you should make your own mind up too.
Are you male? Can you spell out his first name, maybe? Okay. L. F. Maybe Alfred. Is it Alfred? Are you here alone? Did you die down here? Could you give us a year that you died? (1923). Is that right? 1923. How did you die? Water. Did you drown? Did you drown in the water? Do you know any history of anyone? No, but did you work down here?
Were you killed for your silence?
Ooh, bit sinister.
Was it an accidental death? Were you just visiting the caves? Strong.
Well, I think we can safely say then that he wasn't murdered for his silence in the 6-inch deep stream that runs down here.
$35.
So what have we so far? Well, according to the board, if you believe it, we have a 35-year-old man called Alfred who accidentally drowned down in the caves in 1923.
Do you want us to call out to you? If we call out, will you answer us? Okay. Alfred, if you're here, could you please make a noise somewhere in this room?
I would say at this point that Alfred did make no noise at all. I never heard anything anyway, so there was no reply to any of the questions to Alfred.
Are you still here, Alfred? Can you show yourself?
It would definitely seem that Alfred's a bit shy and really doesn't want to show himself.
Alfred, were you the person that was waiting in the shadows?
You've really got to hand it to this guy. He really wants it to be something dark.
Do you like being here, Alfred? Are you able to leave, Alfred? Do you walk around these caves?
Alfred, was your body ever found? Is this why you're stuck here?
Are you stuck in this chamber? Can't you leave here?
Is your body in this chamber?
Was it you we saw earlier when you were coming in through that gateway, that doorway, and we saw you as all bright colours?
Did we?
Is this still Alfred we're talking to? Okay, who are we speaking to now?
Well,
are you a female?
a bit rude, but apparently Alfred's gone.
Could you spell out your name? James? How old are you, James? "46. Is that right?
So now, apparently, we are talking to 46-year-old James.
James, were you a member of the Hellfire Club?
Are you happy that there's ladies talking to you?
Now, Mr. Darksack, and I really do think he wants it to be a place of sacrifice and debauchery and all that sort of thing.
Ladies down into this cave.
Is there a lady on the table that you like? Can you move the planchette to that lady?
I'm saying nothing.
Will you show yourself to us? Yes.
Thank you. If I take a photo, will you be in the screen? Can you jump into that doorway for me?
Could you just point the planchette to where you are in this room? Over there somewhere. A bit more to your left, I would say.
James didn't show himself, but we got some rather nifty pictures of my bag.
Where did you used to live? Can you spell the name of the town that you lived in? Was it London?
There's a little person running around here.
Brilliant. Okay.
If you didn't hear that, that was Mr. Dark saying, there's a little person running around
You
here.
come here a lot. Did you used to drink? Did you used to get really drunk?
They used to enjoy the pleasure of women's company. Yeah. Asking if is there anybody else with him now?
Is there anyone with you, James?
No.
James, do you know what year it is? Could you tell us what year it is? (1896). Do you think it's 1896?
I think James is a bit confused. The Hellfire Club ceased in the 1700s.
Did you have a favourite female companion?
Oh, that was strong.
What was her name?
Rose. Is it Rose?
Do you love Rose?
Rose, just a bit of fun. Did he know Suki? Was Suki real?
Now that's interesting. James that says that Suki isn't real.
Is this really the portal to hell?
Okay, I didn't know it was supposed to be.
Did you have ceremonies down here?
Yep, Mr. Dark, interested again.
Do you want us to leave?
Are we not safe down here?
Don't you like us being here?
Should we have been invited?
Are you fed up with us now?
Thank you.
Thank you, James. That was nice talking to you.
In a clockwise motion, because there's two of you.
So,
Just give it a
then it was
swipe
my
to the
turn.
clock.
I'm the one nearest the camera.
I thought we did. We've got a gentleman in the corner. So yeah, do some asking out. See if you can't tempt the ladies to come forward, or see if you can get Alfred back, or even James. See if he wants to talk to you.
Is there any spirits that would like to communicate with us?
Yep, you guessed it. Just me and Mr. Dark.
Are you still here, James?
Come say hello. We know there's somebody in here. What it was like for you?
Now, this begs the question. Is there no women ghosts there? Are we just not attractive to women, me and Mr. Dark? Or are we just not pushing the planchette? So, after about 10 minutes, we gave
Come on,
up.
please speak to us.
To stay off because
So, due to being very, very boring, me and Mr. Dark were unceremoniously dumped off the Ouija board.
I'll stay clear 3 times.
Okay, James, we're back. The ladies are back.
And as if by magic,
Yes. Okay, all right. Don't you like speaking to men?
Okay, no need to rub it in.
Who have we got though? We've got Alfred.
Who are we speaking to?
now.
Who are you? James.
No, he's back.
James. What did you do for a profession, James? How did you earn your money? Were you a lawyer?
yes.
Yes. Could you tell us whereabouts in London you used to live?
Mayfair.
Was it Mayfair?
So now James has divulged that his surname is
Is that where
Kelly
you had your
and
practice?
that he is a lawyer who had a practice on Mayfair.
Could you tell us what year you had your practice?
1, 8, 6, 7.
Thank you, James.
1867, is that correct? Yes.
So was he invited to join the club?
Were you invited to join the club, James?
Yes.
By 1867, the Hellfire Club would have ceased for around about 100 years. It was now that my back was really, really sore, so I decided to pull out. So Nikita toughed it out though. She's the one with the fingerless gloves on, and I took over with the torch. Very, very important job being the torchman. Now, was that an orb that just went past me or not? Just rewind a bit to see what you think. Now, I personally think it was dust. I think somebody may have pulled a tissue out of their pocket next to me and caused that.
Do they wander around the passageways?
Was that another orb?
Are we going to meet some of them tonight?
Have some of them already shown themselves tonight?
Are you still here, James?
The lady on the left just took a tissue out and blew her
Did you
nose,
come here
and
as a
look at all
form
the
of
things that got
relaxing?
caught by the camera.
Are you married, James?
Did your wife know of your perversions?
You've got to hand it to Mr. Dark.
Yes.
He's a charmer.
Does your wife know about Rose?
I'm just popping down the caves for a bit, love, to see the women of the night.
I don't mean the ladies like to talk to you now.
I don't know about that. I think it's more likely that James doesn't want to talk to you anymore because you called him a pervert.
No, I could hear screaming.
Thank you very much.
We're going to say goodbye.
Yeah, I'd go to San Francisco again in a heartbeat.
Right, everybody, just come up here for a cup of coffee. It's midnight, and we've been down there. We've been doing all kinds of things. We've been doing. Please don't make me laugh. We've been doing Ouija board, table thingy with a glass, and something else where we held hands around a stone. And we had some interesting things happen. I think the best thing to do is to you can probably hear my daughter laughing at me, but I think the best thing to do is to get her to tell you what we've been up to for the past 4 hours. Right, Nikita, have you enjoyed so far down at the caves?
Yeah, it's been very interesting. We did Ouija board, we did table tipping, which is what they call it.
What about that other thing where we just held hands around the table and did things?
Just a call out, really,
Right.
wasn't it?
I didn't know what it
Calling
was
out.
called.
I think we had an EMF meter in the middle of the table as well. Yeah, it was very interesting.
And we get some. We're just having some very nice snacks, aren't we? That were supplied for us. And in a minute, we're going to make our way back down for some free time. And then apparently we do a bit more swapping around and all that sort of thing. And then we finish off with a hour's other thing in the what's it, don't we?
What is going on?
Right, hi everybody. So you've watched the video, presumably. And this is the bit where we tell you about some of the things that we did that we couldn't put on camera, and also our conclusions as to what we thought about the bits that we did get on camera. Now, when we first went down, we split into 2 teams. One team went down to the inner temple and one stayed in the banqueting hall. We stayed in the banqueting hall to do a vigil. They turned all the lights out and that's when we started, wasn't it?
Yeah, we caught some of that on camera, but that was the part where they told us to turn all our lights off, and you were stood in the corner with your microphone light flashing, and I kept saying, turn your light off. So,
but of course I'm deaf as a post, didn't hear it.
Yeah, so we did some call outs, the classic, if there's any spirits here, make yourself known. I'll be honest, I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything. A couple of people said they did see things. I might have seen something, but I think maybe my eyes were just playing tricks on me. I'm not necessarily a non-believer, but I'm not necessarily a believer as well. So I'm always going to be honest about what I did or didn't see. Same as you, really.
Yeah, very much so. There was one girl who came over very funny, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a young girl that was swaying.
Yeah.
And to be fair, when the lights came back on, she didn't look well. So something definitely did happen to her, but whether it was ghost related or just...
Well, we were stood in the dark in that place for a long time, and I've got to say, absolutely truthfully, nothing. I didn't feel scared. I didn't feel like anything was around me, bad aura. I didn't see any flashing lights. I think somebody said they saw a figure in a sort of smoke thing. We didn't. They thought they saw somebody in the back of one of the cage things where the statues are. I honestly didn't see anything.
I thought I saw something there, but again, I don't know if maybe I was seeing what I wanted to believe I was seeing rather than actually seeing something. But it was good fun. It was
very good fun, and we finished in there, and both teams swapped over. So now they came up to the banqueting hall, and we went right the way down to where there is the thing called the River Styx. This is where it's only a little river now, but in the day it used to be where they used to row over to a place called the Inner Temple.
I'll be honest, I had high hopes for the Inner Temple because it is supposed to be where they supposedly did satanic rituals. So you'd think out of the whole place that would be the most haunted place. I've always felt a little bit uneasy down there in general, but I think it's just because it's so deep into the side of the hill. It's quite
about a quarter of a mile down, isn't it?
So it's quiet and it's dark and it's damp, so it's not the nicest place. But again, nothing happened, not that I can note.
It is interesting in the fact that it has a lot of graffiti in the cave walls and a lot of skulls, doesn't it?
Yes.
Carved into the walls. But in the vigil, honestly, I was very disappointed because I was excited about getting in the Inner Temple for the first time.
Yeah, me too. Again, that's nothing against the people running it at all. Everything they did was absolutely amazing. Maybe it was the night, maybe it was us, but nothing came to us, did it?
Absolutely nothing. So anyway, then we all went back. I mean, it's hell of a climb, isn't it?
Yeah.
We had to then climb back to the surface, so to speak, where we were having refreshments. So we had refreshments for however long it was, and people go to the toilet and everything. And then we had to make our way back down again, didn't we?
Yeah.
And this is when we first went to the banquet hall, and this is where we had what you've just seen with the Ouija board.
Yeah, so this was my first Ouija board. It wasn't your first one, was it?
No.
Because you
Did the
done
ramming,
one
the
before.
ancient ramming, yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting. I was a little bit apprehensive because I know that there's a lot of legend behind Ouija boards and how dangerous they are, but I felt super comfortable at the time. I wasn't really scared in the environment, so I thought, yeah, let's go for it. And as you see from the video, that planchette was going left, right and centre, answering all the questions, names, dates, everything. I don't want to say too much about this because I don't want it to come across nasty, but I personally felt that perhaps the planchette was being moved by something that wasn't a spirit.
All I can say is that I was doing the filming, and I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but you can see the bit when I do it with Mr. Dark, and it doesn't move at all. Now, I'm not casting any aspersions on anybody. It just, not only is it for the fact that it moved so much, if you know the history of Wycombe Caves and of the Hellfire Club, the dates and everything were way out.
Yeah, I was fully aware of that as well while it was happening. Like Dad said, we've been so many times over the years. We know the history in and out. So when the dates were coming and I knew that it was wrong, and I must admit I was a bit disheartened because I was so excited for the Ouija board, and if I'm honest, I would have rather nothing happened than what did happen, which unfortunately I believe was a bit of a hoax, really.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've seen it, okay, and I'm quite happy for you to. I'm quite happy for you to make your own decisions on it.
Yeah.
But we had our own way of thinking about it, which I don't want to say too much about because we don't want to accuse people of things and things like that. I think personally, the two of us knew more about Wycombe Caves than anybody else in them caves.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not being big-headed.
Yeah.
That's because we're from round here. We've been to the caves literally dozens of times. We've read up on them. We know everything, you know, and we didn't have to look at a book or anything. We just knew straight away those dates are way out.
Yeah.
That couldn't have happened. I think people wanted to make, and once again, I'm not talking about the people who are running the haunting nights. They were brilliant. They never put anything into our minds. But there was a lot of people down there who wanted to make the Hellfire Club into something that was sacrificing people and doing all kinds of bad things and everything. And they were just like, basically, really, a bad boy club. You know,
Yeah.
that's all they were. They got drunk and had orgies and things like that. You know, I don't think that, I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, like Dad said, a few people were trying to make it something it wasn't. And I can understand why. Obviously, if you're going to pay to go to a night where you're hoping to see scary things, you want the place to be scary. Realistically, the Hellfire Caves aren't that scary. There's a couple of ghost stories, I think, more to lure tourists in. But realistically, what went down there, the purpose it was built for and the people that were down there was nothing really that scary. There was a lot of talk about sacrifice and sacrificing humans. Now, there is no record of that anywhere. So that is something that has been fabricated, most likely. And yeah, I think a lot of people were trying their hardest to make it something it wasn't. And we were just a bit like,
Yeah, I totally agree. But it's still fun.
Oh, yeah,
We
absolutely.
had an absolute blast. I mean, it was made interesting by the people who were running it. As I say, they were absolutely fantastic. They never tried to put any words in your mouth or anything like that. They just ran it as it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it really was good, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Just because we didn't see or hear anything doesn't mean there was anything wrong with the night. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd do another night with them somewhere else. Absolutely. And like I said, it hasn't made me not believe. We just didn't have a night where things happened, really.
No, we didn't. I mean, I don't know. I've got to be honest, I came out of there thinking maybe that Wycombe Caves isn't haunted.
Yeah.
Because really, there's only really a couple of ghosts, isn't there, in Wycombe Caves that are supposed to be there. One is Suki, and she may very well be a legend. And the other one is Paul Whitehead, who is supposed to be looking for his heart. But I mean, you know, that's very tenuous, isn't it? But anyway, we enjoyed it. But finally, our final bit of the night was when we went back down to the inner temple and we did a thing called table tipping in the inner chamber, and we all joined hands round the table, and I don't know, something felt a bit weird down there. it felt like, I don't know whether it's, you know, psychosomatic or what, but it felt like the table, which was, of course, was made out of like concrete or something, was freezing cold, and it seemed like it warmed up. And then it seemed like it got cold again, and it slightly trembled, you know, but that was because it was probably on uneven ground. I don't know. But once again, there's nothing that I could say happened that I could report that something happened. Could you?
No, there was a few things here and there. You felt a cold breeze on your neck.
Yeah.
But again, nothing enough, I don't think, for me to go, yep, it's haunted, or yep, ghosts exist. So, all in all, an absolutely great experience. So much fun, but not spooky.
No. Well, I think we'll leave it there, or just to say, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up and subscribe and ding the little bell, and hopefully we will do some more in the future, won't we?
Yeah,
you know,
definitely
we'd
up
like
for
to,
another
won't
one.
we?
Yeah,
we'd like to do
definitely.
some more in the future. And remember, you know, please put the comments. Please comment on it. You know, if you agree with me or Nikita, or you disagree with us, please, you know, if you think maybe my voiceovers were disrespectful to the spirits, let me know.
Yeah,
You know,
and any
please.
suggestions for
Any
places we can
suggestions
go?
where we can go? I mean, we have actually got our eye on going to 30 East Drive, isn't it, in
Yes.
Pontefract next, which is supposed to be the most, the house with the most poltergeist
Yeah,
activity in the world.
See, that makes me feel scared before going, but I think maybe the caves weren't scary to us because we've been so many times.
No.
Maybe that's why.
And I believe in ghosts, but this is the second ghost hunt I've been on. The first one, I went to a place that was supposedly one of the most haunted places in Britain, the Ancient Ram Inn in Wootton-under-Edge, and nothing happened at all. Now I've been to Wycombe Caves, and really, apart from, unless you believe the Ouija, nothing happened again. So I'm beginning to wonder. So
Yeah, I'm ready to see something.
So if anybody likes this, and we think it's worth doing again, and we go out there and we'll do it.
again.
So anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. As I say, please thumbs up, like, subscribe, ring the bell for future notifications, and don't forget to watch part 1 if you haven't watched part 1 first, which was when I walked down the caves in the daytime, so I could show it all when it was in the light. So that was part 1 of this. This is part 2. So thank you so much from me and
And Nikita.
hopefully we'll see you again. Thank you very much indeed.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye.